Hey, all right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Poodle family, to our new day and new time slot. That's right. We are now Wednesdays. I'm saying 12 p.m. Pacific. That's 1900 UTC. It kind of feels kind of rad doing a global thing here. So we're global, but this has just been fantastic experience over these last 5 episodes, and I'm really excited about the one we have today, because we're going to talk more about purpose and the purpose of why we exist. We all know that, I've shared my story about how I kind of got pulled into this and got invested in Poodle before, and finding the community and knowing that, hey, what we're doing can do good and do good for others is exactly why I kind of got invested. I mean, personally invested, financially invested, all that stuff. But because I knew that we have an opportunity to actually make something of this meme token. You hear people say, well, crypto it's not a thing. It's what is it? Meme tokens are, there's no purpose behind them. But the fact that we've taken this opportunity to create a purpose behind what we do, is exactly why I love it. And so today I am extremely, extremely excited to have one of our charity partner on as a guest today. So we're going to learn a little bit about the organization, talk about why we have partnered, kind of what good the org does, and hopefully I'll hear a little bit about some good that the Poodle has been able to do and help their community, and our kind of a long term from there. So with really no further ado, because I know we want to hear her talk much more than you want to hear me talk. I will just say, Kristin, welcome into the show. Thank you for joining. Will you just tell everyone, I guess, a little who you are, introduce yourself, and tell people what you do and about the organization?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having us, and thank you so much for the support Poodle is giving Canines for Disabled Kids, because we can't do what I'm going to tell you we do without support from people like you and organizations like yours. So first of all, thank you so much. I myself am a person who lives with a disability and uses a service dog. And I have been doing that. I've been living with a disability a very long time, and I've been using a service dog for over 20 years. And I'm going to apologize to everybody. There is roof construction going on. So I will try to pause when that happens, but we didn't know that was happening when we scheduled today. So I apologize for that. But when I was impacted by a service dog, when it changed my level of independence so dramatically that I knew I would never be without one, I realized that I needed to help other people do this. And it became really evident to me that the people who needed the most help accessing service dogs and gaining this independence were kids, because people didn't know what was available to them. Families didn't know how to access it. They didn't know how to work through the system. And so our program really developed to make those connections happen and to give those children the support they needed from the moment they consider a service dog and then forever on after that. So Canines for Disabled Kids was founded in 1998. We are a young organization, but we strive to make sure that every child who has a disability who can be helped by a service dog knows that it's available to them, and we help make it happen if they want it. So we do that with education, connections, scholarships. We go into their communities. We literally immerse ourselves any place they need us to, so that they don't have to fight the battle. We'll fight it for them. And we've been doing that now for just over 20 years and making a huge difference.
That is awesome. And I can't say enough about, you're right, the what a service dog, a service animal can do. A little bit. My daughter actually had 2 back surgeries that put her out for a while. And, that can be a depressing time for kids too, especially when you see that everyone else around you is having that quote unquote normal life. Things are going on. And, she got into nursing, adopting, baby kittens, not service dogs, but having that companionship, having the kittens around really helps give, that love, that affection, and all of that, and to know that there's more of like that purpose behind it. And have you seen the same thing? Talk a little bit about how do the kids react to the dogs?
So the kids really are getting the dogs on a full basis. So I'm so sorry about that noise, but they're using the dogs as a tool, which is really what differentiates a service dog from a therapeutic animal or a pet. But they're also getting that therapy. They're also getting that emotional connection. So right from the beginning, you want to make sure that the child and the dog are the right emotional connection. And then the kids can use that dog not only as the tool for, say, diabetes, or if they're wheelchair based, or if they have seizures, whatever their disability is, whatever the hard skills are, they're also getting the benefit of having really an icebreaker, something that allows other people to engage them in a safe way, to open a conversation, and for other children to learn that disability is not a bad word, and it's not a scary thing, and it's just a description that part of our body doesn't work the way it's supposed to. And when part of our body doesn't work the way it's supposed to, we need to get tools.
Speaking of tools.
Speaking of tools, yes, not those tools, but I often ask people, what is the most common tool that individuals with disabilities use worldwide? And I'm going to ask you to guess at that, since our audience can guess at home. But what do you think it is?
Well, I'm going to have to say animals then.
It's not actually, but I wish it was. It's a good guess. The number one tool used worldwide is eyeglasses and contact lenses.
Oh, yeah.
Now, when you think about it that way, eyeglasses and contact lenses are not scary. Yeah. They don't condemn us. They don't make us less of a person. They don't make us less capable. But that's a simple disability. Mm-hmm. And so what we find, though, is that when you move into more substantial, more complex, less common disabilities that result in people using canes, walkers, crutches, wheelchairs, hearing aids, things that impact the speech, often people are nervous and they're afraid. Yeah. So this is more impactful on a child than an adult. When a child gets a service dog that is alerting to a diabetic high or low, or picking up objects and helping to open doors and helping to get dressed, and those are all immediate. But then when they take that dog into a public environment, and instead of having other children shy away because they're not supposed to talk about the disability, they're not supposed to point out that the person uses a walker or might need help because that's what the grown-ups told them. Now we have this dog, and it's okay to ask about the dog. It's okay to engage in that conversation. And it really helps to break down those barriers and help children make friendships just like other kids make friendships, without seeing the disability as a barrier, but seeing the tool as an access point.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. So can you tell us a little bit how your organization works? Do parents, children come to you? How do you pair people up? Talk a little bit about the process.
So our organization, we go out and try to recruit people through abilities expos and conferences and businesses. We do business meetings and things like that, where we talk about what service dogs are and how the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, impacts that. So we're going out trying to make connections, but we do get most of our connections are by word of mouth and people finding us. So families would call us and say, hey, I think I want a service dog for my child. What do I do? Where do I go? The first thing I do is start talking with them. Tell me about your child. Tell me about your family situation. Tell me about what you hope will happen. And tell me about what's actually happening, because often I can tell you a service dog can do something different or something in addition to what you're looking for. This is a $35,000 tool. I want to make sure that it does everything possible for that child, that it makes everything, it's not just a one hit wonder, so to speak, that we want to get the most bang for the buck. Once we narrow that down, we figure out what the skill set is that the child needs. Then we help them to find the right training program. The training programs specialize in training dogs. That's what they do. That's where they excel. They don't specialize in communication. They don't specialize in community service. And they certainly don't specialize in scholarship. They need to raise money so they can produce these dogs. We help the families through that process. We help them get the right connection so they can get the right service dog. And then we go on to help them. We offer scholarships so that we can cover some of that cost that they're being asked to fundraise. The more we raise, the more we give out. I have to tell you that Poodle's donation was part of the awards that we just made in June. We award scholarships in June and January. And so Poodle had just got on board and made their first contribution to us. So that went into the June award. And in June, we awarded $19,000 in scholarships. Wow. That was awarded to six different kids getting service dogs for a variety of different ways. So that's huge when you think we were able to raise enough money and give out scholarships of $3,000-$4,000 to 6 kids. That's a huge amount of money when they're being asked to fundraise part of the total cost. So that's an immediate one-on-one impact.
Wow.
We then go on and give them ongoing support forever. We never go away, and we never charge them for anything that we do.
Wow. That is fantastic. And I love that you really are a partner with them, and with the kids and obviously the families, and to help them through that. And that is amazing. I didn't know the stats before we came on, so you didn't give this to me. So my real reaction is I don't know what to say. That's just amazing to, honor, just completely blessed that we could help in that way. And I think this is kind of where I think there is a huge call for, our community to say, look, what we're doing, we're not just, and I hope people see that we're not just saying, oh, we're partnering with a charity because it makes us look good. No, we partner with a charity because it does good, right? And that's a big difference. And the fact that we are a dog token, and we have this now ability to kind of utilize this this thing that's so popular in culture right now and say, can we make it real? And to hear that we had 6 kids' lives impacted for the better, to be able to help them out. And, I want to make a big goal that, we double, triple, quadruple, whatever, each single time that you guys do this, because I think this is what we can really use to for our community, to show that we have an opportunity to impact lives. And that is just awesome to hear. So, since we are a crypto, I'm just kind of curious. I know you kind of said a little bit what has happened with the first group. What are your did you know anything about cryptocurrencies? Did you know anything about meme coins before someone reached out to you? What was this, a crazy email or phone call? Talk a little bit about that and your thoughts.
So I personally knew nothing about crypto. I mean, zero. I didn't even know the term. And I got an email from one of your members and said, hey, I want to talk to you about this thing called crypto. And I immediately went online and said, I don't know what this is. I need to read something about this before I have this phone call, this Zoom meeting. And I did. I said, I don't know anything about this. I'm game. Nothing about this makes me think that we shouldn't be part of this. So how do we connect with you? And I need you I need you to help me. I need you to work with me, but I'm game. I'm on board because I think that this could really help us to have a broader base. I think when you're a nonprofit, especially a small nonprofit, we need to be able to meet donors where they are, right? Mm-hmm. The only reason we can do what we do is because of donors. And so it's important for us to be able to meet donors where they are and accept that. And, at one point in history, you could only donate by check, and then there were credit cards, and then there was stock options. And so to me, this was the next piece, right? This was the next piece of this to say, this is where donors are. This is somebody who wants to help us. So how do we do this? I went to my board of directors and I said, this is this new thing and I want us to be part of it. And one of my board members said, oh, I love crypto. I've got stuff. I've invested in crypto. And that was like, then it was a done deal, right? Because then we knew we could handle this. So this is our first venture into any of this. And it's so exciting to be part of something really that's at the beginning of, I know crypto's been around a bit, but it seems to be really stepping into its own. I now see articles and hear radio things and I'm like, oh, wait, I know what that is. And, and I pause and listen to, hear what's going on and such. So it's very exciting. That you reached out to us and said, we want to make this connection. And it's thrilling to know that my board stepped forward too and said, no, this is a good thing. We need to be part of this. We need to be able to accept donations in this way. And then we can turn this into tangible difference, whether it's through scholarships or whether it's going to recruit and meet parents where they are, or whether it's going to a school to help a student who's going to be going to school with their service dog and get their school on board and such. This was such a great opportunity for us.
Yeah, I love that. And I loved hearing your story because it's very similar to how a lot of people get into cryptocurrencies and the meme coins, because it's kind of like, well, I know it exists. I don't really know what, you hear these random words, blockchains, cryptocurrency, these random things. You see, articles and then until it becomes personal, then you kind of go, oh, now I get it, right? Now I get why there's this, fanaticism. And I love that your board member said, yeah, I know, I invest in it. That's great. And I think that you're absolutely right that, this is actually relatively new. And what you see is a lot of people who invest and build up these communities of token are also people who recognize that the world is changing. Even our world economic systems and financial systems are adapting and becoming global and have an ability to be used for good, but also just that things are going to be different years from now. And so it's great to see you say, when you said, we got to go where our donors are, where is their untapped potential maybe, right? That maybe others aren't getting into that. And you see that and went, let's go for it. It's early and I'm really excited to see how that grows. How have your relationships been with part of the community? Have you, are we doing all right? Are we doing all right?
I think, yeah. I mean, we're really at the very beginning. The first donation came through. I was super excited for that. And really, if the first donation is any sign of where we're going, you're looking at, doing like $12,000 a year. That's without growth. That's without growth. If you do that every month. So that's huge for us. I mean, we are not, we're not the Susan G. Colemans and the Red Cross that kind of go like, well, what do we do with that money? That's a huge amount of money for us. Our annual budget is just over $200,000 a year. So we are not looking at, we are not looking at any donation saying, oh, it's too small or it doesn't make a difference. That kind of donation to us immediately allows us to give bigger and more scholarships, immediately allows me to do more work with families, give them more one-on-one care. It allows me to travel to a school in Florida that's saying, well, we're a little nervous about a service dog starting school with an 8th grader. What do we do? I don't have to just deal with them on the phone. I can go there and be there and I'm a service dog user. So I show up and they see what this looks like and they see how it impacts and address them face to face. That makes the difference. And your donations allow for that to happen. I mean, you came on, you're new to us, so you allow us to do more of it and you allow us to do it better. And I mean, it's huge. It's huge.
I love this. And I love the fact that, being the fact that our donations can become become a bigger part of your operating budget, allows us to be able to offer more impact, but also because we are newish, a few months now, and I think, and you're one of the first, nonprofits really kind of take on the, crypto. We're gonna see where this goes. I think there's huge potential for us to really grow together, and I look forward to a year, 2 years down the road where, crypto markets now recovered and we're all booming, and that's what obviously will increase the donation amounts based on how that moves, and to really see the impact and hear more of these stories. And I think that's really exciting to see. And I love that, right? As opposed to being one of the major, charities that everybody knows and everybody can name. I love the fact that we have an ability to create more impact and personalized impact. And that's why a lot of us got into this, because it was personal to us. And so I love that. And I'm definitely hoping that you can kind of report back, some stories too, because I know this is something we want to make sure stays, in front of those, especially as we're growing our community and new people come on and they're kind of curious about, why the charity. And I think that that's really, to hear that real lives got changed because of it is what makes this want to be successful and keep kind of moving forward on that. So that's great. I guess as we kind of want to start to close it up, but I want to ask you, what can someone, and I'm just kind of curious here. I know you're based in Massachusetts, right? Something like that?
Yeah.
But you work around the country. What can we're a global thing, and even though obviously the money and the donations, what could someone say who's in Europe, who wants to they want to have a personal touch into somebody, and maybe there's another what can someone do besides, we're still donating to you, but what else can someone do in their local community to help?
So there are service dog training programs all over the world, and many of them do work with children. Our scholarships are worldwide. If you have folks right now that are in Canada, for example, we have done several scholarships in Canada with children there. And we have a relationship with training programs that are eligible for our scholarships in other parts of the country as well. So one, you should know your scholarships could be directly impacting folks where you are. I also think if you want to be more involved with service dogs and such, we can help you make those connections based on where you are. So if you shoot me an email, I can let you know locally which training programs are working in your area. And if there's not one locally, you could consider other ways to help the kids that we're helping through our program. And that can be through making other business connections or making material donations or helping us to spread awareness. To be very honest, if you get us an invitation to come talk in your community, that's huge. I mean, if you say, could you come here? Could you talk to us, whether it's on a Zoom platform because of where you're located, or whether it's if it's in North America and you want us to come to your location and talk, that makes a huge difference because it helps us to spread the word. It helps us to connect with more families where they are. And so those are pieces that people don't always think about. But even, in Europe and other places, if you want to connect by Zoom, I mean, COVID really opened that up for us and made this a platform that people are seeing more. I think that's part of why crypto's in a great spot right now, right? We've this virtual existence. But I did a presentation during COVID for a global law firm, and we had people on from England and Germany and the United States and Canada and such. We can do that. So feel free to reach out to me, say, this is what I have, this is what I'm interested in, and how can I make these connections happen? Obviously, more crypto would be fabulous. We'd love this. We'd love more of it. But I understand you want to make a connection. You want to, maybe you have an artistic talent. You want to make a donation or something. We can help make that happen. That's another joy of being a young, smaller organization, is that we want to hear what you have to offer, and then we can see how we can make it work. We're not locked in to the way some of the more established programs are.
Yeah.
So give me a holler, shoot me an email.
That's great. And yes, more crypto. So I have to ask just a fun question for you then. So have you invested in crypto, like, since learning? Like, are you getting addicted into it yet, or just still in the following it?
I'm still in the following it stage. Absolutely. I'm a little cautious. I feel like I need to understand a little more. I personally am not a great jump in with both feet person. I'm like a wading in kind of person. So you got me tempted. You definitely have me tempted, and I'm definitely interested and will be following. So my growth may be part of this journey as well.
There you go.
And I will say, I think it's great fun that you have chosen Poodle, because Poodles are one of the dogs that are commonly used as service. They're not the most popular, but we do see Poodles regularly used as service dogs. And you can check out some of the kids that we've sponsored over the years that use Poodles. So I think that's a really cool connection too.
That is cool. Is there any reason why Poodles specifically are popular? Just because they're cute, or is there something about their nature and stuff?
No, there's actually something about them. So Poodles have hair, just like our hair. You have to take them for haircuts and everything. And because they have hair and not fur, they produce a different kind of dander. So people who are allergic to a dog dander from like a golden retriever or a dog that has fur are not allergic to the dander that's produced by a dog that has hair. So they're not the most popular. They're a little stubborn, and they are a little hard to get through with everybody. But there's a definite need for these hair breed dogs, and the Poodles have been used for many, many, many years as a small but steady percentage of service dogs. So I think that's cool.
So if they're hairy and a little stubborn, then they're just like every other crypto investor. So it's perfect.
Exactly. So it's perfect. It's just perfect.
No, that is fantastic. I love that. And I love that there's really a connection there with seeing that. So you'll have to like send us pictures and stuff with Poodles too, with people with students. I mean, I don't know, it's all private and stuff, but I mean, I see the pictures in the background there. But we would love to continue. And obviously, we're excited about this young partnership we have. We're excited about continuing and growing together, and just seeing where this goes, and seeing how we all grow successful, and more kids are impacted and lives are impacted because of the work that, our donations, and we're of course excited to see the Poodle grow as well. So absolutely. I guess to close it out, just tell everyone again, how can they get a hold of you, the organization, make donations, send money, all that stuff. I mean, just get a hold of you.
Okay. Yeah, great. So you can check out our website, which is caninesforkids.org, and we do spell everything out. So it's CANINESFORKIDS.org. And on our website, you can find how to donate crypto, how to donate cash, how to donate things. You can reach me there's a button called Talk with Kristin. It's actually an email form that will come directly to me, or you can reach me. My email is khartness@caninesforkids.org, or you can give us a buzz at 978-422-5299. And myself or one of my fellow workers will happily chat with you or get you connected to me. So any one of those ways, give us a holler. We're here. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming on. I just appreciate this so much. And this was just fantastic. So I'm going to say goodbye to you. And so I'm sending you off. Wow. That was just fantastic. I'm sorry. I'm waving, going the two windows here as she kind of goes off. Thank you so much, Kristin, for coming on. Wasn't that amazing, everybody? Just to be able to hear the impact that we have been able to, even just this short time, be able to offer. So I just encourage everybody, just so you all know, I have put my money where my mouth is as well and donated to the organization. So I encourage you. Obviously, we do it as a group and we do it as a token, but you can also do it individually and go. And now, hopefully, you can hear why we do this. And if you are on the fence about Poodle, hopefully this is one of those things that you said, wow, this is what makes it different. Real lives are impacted. Kids are impacted. So I just encourage everybody, go get involved, help out the charity. And of course, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out the episode. I will, we'll see you again next week, 167 and a half hours from now. We will be back and with another great episode. Again, reach out, caninesforkids.org, caninesforkids.org. Make sure you donate, get involved, find out how you can do it both globally and locally. Till next time, take care.